Welcome back to Second Cup. We got Mike and Sully, aka Stacia, and Sally Mae here with us today, and it is always a pleasure anytime we get to talk to Gracie's project and, you know, get a visit from a dog. So thank you for being here on this beautiful Friday.
Thanks y'all for the invite.
Of course. So obviously we want to talk about just Halloween safety first off with pets because that's super important.
Well, you know, I'm sure lots of vets the day after Halloween get calls and get emergency situations from dogs getting into candy. Candy is not good for dogs, whether it's chocolate or not. You know, that's too much sugar. It can cause, you know, diabetic situations like it does for humans. So just always be mindful that, you know, your kids go out trick-or-treating, don't leave that bag within what I call Sally Mae range. If it's in Sally Mae range, it's free. It's free for all. So just make sure to pick it up, put it up, you know, put it in the pantry, lock it up to where it's not out.
Yeah, of course.
For them to free range in.
Absolutely, yeah. So we want to keep them out of the candy for sure. And what if you have people, you know, like they have trick-or-treaters coming over and you got dogs who get anxious when people come to the door? What's a good way to kind of handle that too?
Be the best pet parent you can be, and for their safety, put them up. Put them up, you know, in a back room, in their crate, you know, in the backyard to where they're not, you know, being just that doorbell ringing and constant kids and something that they're not used to. It's out of their element. You know, you don't know how a dog's going to react when they're out of their element. They can do lots of different things. They can, you know, run out of the door and then we're looking for a dog, that kind of thing. So just be mindful of that too, that for their safety, be the best pet parent you can be and know your dog. And if it's best for them to be put up in the back, then that's okay.
Yeah,
you know, they're still home, they're safe, you know, that kind of thing.
You want them to look like Sally Mae here.
No worries in the world.
You can't see her here because she's down below. She's just laying down.
Yeah,
she's
like,
as happy as she can be. But
there she is.
And in her Sully costume. So she's looking adorable for sure.
She's always the best girl.
Yes.
And so, of course, just kind of let us know how things are going with Gracie's project. And, you know, of course, like I said, always want people to adopt, right?
Yes, we always want people to adopt, but know the breed, know, you know, the situation that you're getting into with any dog you get. Listen to somebody who's, you know, who's had the dog, if it's been in a foster, or, you know, be mindful of, you know, things change when a dog gets adopted, coming into a house, and it takes them a good 3 months to get comfortable. It's not just going to happen overnight, but, you know, visit with them and talk to them and get to know them, and before, you know, like, no, this dog isn't for me, but know that, you know, dogs can get this big, you know, Sally's not little, you know, be mindful of that too. Know the breed, do some research, always.
Absolutely, and I think it's always great to just reiterate what Gracie's project does, who you guys are in the community. So again, let's remind our viewers what you guys do and how you're here to help.
Okay, so we are a local nonprofit dog rescue. We have about close to 200 dogs in our care. Our focus is on the ones that are on the euthanasia list at different pounds around the Panhandle, and we try to help those that can't help themselves. You know, we're not a rehoming service. We are, you know, an organization that tries to help where we can. You know, we can help. If you can foster, we can sometimes help that way, but you know, we just try to help those that can't help themselves. The ones on the euthanasia list that are set to be put down, and we try to either, you know, find them a home here or get them transported. We have a lot of good partners, you know, nationwide now that can help get them transported out. You know, our big transport this morning
I was gonna ask
went
about
out,
that.
you know, went out to Massachusetts. It has 22 dogs on it.
Wow.
You know, the Panhandle always has a problem with the pounds everywhere. You know, from Borger to Sinet to, you know, Panhandle and Pampa, they're, you know, and Amarillo, of course.
Absolutely.
You know, so we try to get them out of everywhere when they're trying, but we can't always help them all, unfortunately.
Right, but y'all are doing great work in the community, so we're certainly, you know, of course, appreciative of what y'all do here. And one of the great ways I think that, you know, something that Gracie's project is really good at is you don't have to adopt a dog to necessarily help out with your overall goal.
Absolutely
You've got this great brand new storefront. How have things been going there? And of course, tell us a little bit about that for folks who may not be familiar.
Yeah, so we have a store at 45th and Georgia. It's a little retail thrift store kind of thing that we get donations of slightly used and, you know, dog items, beds, costumes. You know, this is where I got the Sully. So, you know, we have to, you know, come in and visit us there. You know, get you a collar, get you a new leash, those kind of things, dog bowls, treats. We have special treats, and Sally Mae's favorite is the treat bar in there. I always have to make a bar tap whenever I leave, you know, because she likes to help herself a little bit too much. But, you know, it has a great variety of things there. Go see us. You know, we're open Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5, and, you know, left for bring your dog in. Let them shop on their own.
Yeah,
you know, like I said.
pick out what you want.
Yeah, pick out
Grab
what
a
you
few
want.
treats
It's
while
a
they're
great
at it,
thing to do, you know, and it's a small store, but it helps us to help support our dogs that we have in our care, so it's a great thing.
Absolutely. Well, again, we always appreciate you guys coming, and Sally Mae deserves a million treats today.
I think so, yeah.
Especially being
So
as
don't
adorable
tell her
as she is.
that. She's going to hold me to it.
I told him to go get a pup cup after this.
Of
so
course, yes,
it's
and
Friday.
she will. Yes, always
But
a good treat
yes.
for Sally. She's the best girl.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, thank you so much. And again, support Gracie's project. They are doing incredible things here in our community. But we do got more coming up.
Yes, that's right. We're going to be visiting with